Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Garbage and trash piled high, crews unable to pick it up in your neighborhood? Well, it may be because of something you're actually doing.
80s pushing in quickly as we head towards the weekend, and once they're here, they're going to stick around for a while.
Okay, Ben, but first, police say this man ran an elaborate counterfeit operation on wheels, but now it seems the buck has stopped in Ann Arbor. Thanks for being with us for the news at 5. Sean Ingram was arraigned just a short time ago on 9 felony counts, but police believe that could just be the tip of the iceberg.
It's a pretty wild story. An alert clerk in Ann Arbor says she realized that Ingram was passing a fake $20 bill at a gas station, and when police picked him up, they say they uncovered an elaborate mobile counterfeiting operation. It wasn't just fake money, also counterfeit credit cards and counterfeit gift cards. Sean Lay following the story for us, and not just one isolated incident, Sean.
Not isolated at all, Devin. Good evening to you. Investigators calling this a mobile ID theft operation, going from state to state, stealing so much money they're just scratching the surface of how much. But stopped in its tracks right here at this BP. An alert clerk was handed a $20 bill and she felt right away something was not right.
What's your name, please?
Brian Hope.
Police say you're looking at a professional con man, and right off the bat, he tried to con the judge.
Okay, are you also Sean Ingram?
No.
Giving her one of his known aliases. She calls him out on it, saying he's lying, but his fingerprints aren't.
Brian Hope is a alias of Sean Michael Ingram, that when you were fingerprinted, your fingerprints came back.
My name is Sean Michael Ingram.
30-year-old Sean Michael Ingram hit with 9 felony counts of counterfeiting and using a computer to commit crimes. Ann Arbor police calling him a professional identity thief.
You know, part of our theory that this is a mobile kind of enterprise, because he's going from hotel to hotel, renting cars on a regular basis, and he's just trying to fall under the radar.
Monday, he got on police radar thanks to a sharp clerk at this BP on South State Street in 94. She could feel the $20 bill police say Ingram gave her was fake. She got his plate. Police found the car, found Ingram, and found fake money and fake credit cards in his hotel room.
That single counterfeit bill and that astute clerk gave us what we needed.
Let me show you what police found in his room right across the street from here. Investigators say sheets of counterfeit cash, $20 bills, credit cards, gift cards, iTunes cards as well, along with fake driver's licenses. Devin, when they looked in his very expensive rental car, a 2017 Mustang that he rented right here, they found key cards from hotels from Sterling Heights here in Ann Arbor and as well as Lansing. Back to you.
Real key cards, I assume. Sean, the equipment, though, that they found in his room, police have to believe there's a lot of information stored in that in this case.
They found a printer and an encoder. Printer to print money, they believe, an encoder to make fake credit cards. Both have memory. They're going over the memory right now. That'll give them a big trail of where this guy has been, who he's been stealing from.
Have to believe so. All right, Sean. All right, now to Hurricane Irma. Millions of people still without power tonight, and temperatures in Florida once again soaring into the 90s.
Today, President Trump was in Naples to get an assessment of the damage, and while there, he pledged, quote, 100% support to Floridians.
Also, outrage growing after 8 seniors died inside a sweltering nursing home. Plenty of finger pointing as to who might be to blame for that. Meanwhile, residents in the Florida Keys trying to rebuild. Jay Gray is in Islamorada tonight. Jay?
Good evening, Devin. Good evening, Kimberly. Look, all of this will give you some idea of exactly how intense conditions were during the storm. This debris pushed by the surge all the way up to US 1, several hundred yards away from the shoreline here. Florida, still wrecked 4 days after Irma's landfall.
Everything's down and gone. Everything's blocked. The telephone poles are down.
The remnants of so many lives scattered for miles.
Yeah, it's in pretty bad shape. Yeah, let's do that.
Today, President Trump seeing firsthand just how bad things are here.
They went through something that I guess the likes of which we can really say nobody's ever seen before. All you have to do is look at what happened in the Keys.
Billy Quinn lost his home in the Keys.
It just disintegrated, I say, because there's nothing but a frame left.
Like so many here, Quinn plans to come back and says the president's trip to the strike zone is important.
He seems to have, everything together when it comes to these kind of things, and he really wants to help out.
Help is now pouring into the hardest hit areas where survivors are still struggling to find food, water, and fuel. Along with the relief and recovery effort, there is now a criminal investigation underway.
I think it is an emerging scandal of gargantuan proportions.
8 patients dead after what were apparently problems with the air conditioner at their nursing home.
Felt like 110, 115 degrees in there.
One of many questions in the tragedy, why residents weren't moved to this hospital, literally just across the street. Blazing heat after the storm, making things even more difficult, if that's possible here. For millions, relief from this heat won't come until the power's restored, and in places like this, that's still more than a week away. In the Florida Keys, Jay Gray, Local 4.
In that heat, too. Yeah, all right, Jay. Well, back here, the weather just gorgeous across Metro Detroit today.
Yeah, it's really a nice day. Temperatures have been steadily rising, and we're hoping to keep that up through the weekend. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Kim and Devin. Yeah, temperatures have gone up a little bit, but the humidity has also gone up slightly, too, at least to noticeable levels. The dew point right around 60, but compared to the dry air that we've had in days past, it's noticeable out there, and it will be for most of the upcoming stretch as well. Temperatures 74 here at Metro, but we've actually got some of the warmest numbers in our north zone. 80 in Flint right now, 78 in Howell, 78 in Sandusky, and we'll continue to watch those temperatures build into the weekend. Tonight, though, we'll fall into the mid-60s by midnight. Should be mainly clear for the evening, and then we'll start watching that fog form again as we get into the overnight hours towards tomorrow. We'll look at that, plus when we can get some much-needed rain. All coming up in a few minutes, guys.
All right, Ben. A lot of traffic impacted most of the afternoon in Warren after a semi-truck catches fire near the GM Tech Center.
Viewer video captured the semi-truck burning on 12 Mile near Mound. Fire caused 12 Mile to close for several hours. It eventually reopened about 30 minutes ago. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. A construction worker is killed on the job while working at a home in Troy. The 39-year-old Canton man was working on an in-ground pool at a home off Sylvan-Wood Street in the area of Rochester and Long Lake Roads. Investigators say he lost control of a portable saw and was hit by the blades. He was pronounced dead at the scene. His name has not been released.
Big announcement today in Shelby Township. Amazon has finally revealed they are building a new fulfillment center and bringing a lot of jobs with it. Now, news of this leaked a few months ago, you may recall, but now it is official. And as Nick Monticelli reports, now we know how many jobs are coming and what they'll be paying. Nick?
So this is where it's going to be, the new fulfillment center here in Shelby Township at 23 and Mound. The padlocks are 5 deep. They do not want you in here. But what kind of jobs are going to be here? How much can you earn? And what does this mean for the possible headquarters of Michigan?
I think it's wonderful.
That's good for the economy. I think it's safe to say that people in Shelby Township are very excited about their new neighbor, although it's one of the worst kept secrets around. Word spread months ago Amazon was looking to buy the land where the Visteon plant used to be at 23 and Mound. But today, Amazon finally made it official. Videos on Amazon's site show what their fulfillment centers look like and how massive they are. The one in Shelby Township will be 1 million square feet, and they'll ship large items like household decor, sporting equipment, and gardening tools. And the best part, 1,000 new full-time jobs are coming too.
There are about 1,000 new jobs at $30,000 per employee, plus benefits, and then there are going to be 60 managers at $60,000 per employee, plus benefits.
Michigan is now home to 5 Amazon facilities. There's this one in Livonia, and also Romulus, Brownstown, and a corporate office in Detroit. Which raises the question, could we be a real contender for the second headquarters Amazon is looking to build? Maybe. But Macomb County Executive Mark Hackel dealt closely with Amazon to make this deal happen, and he says Amazon will want one proposal from the entire state of Michigan, not several different ones from several different cities or groups.
They're going to be extremely sensitive to the fact that, hey, don't try to bedazzle us, don't try to BS us. You guys better be certain on what you have to offer.
As for the fulfillment center that we know is going to be here in Shelby Township, again, work will start next week to clean this site up, and the new center will be open in 2018. In Shelby Township, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
And we've been marveling at what Amazon does for tuition. They pay 95% of your tuition costs if you're trying to get a degree. Cleanup of the Visteon site will begin next week. The new fulfillment center then set to open next year. It's big.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah. Well, with the new fulfillment center, that's 1,000 new jobs to Metro Detroit. But as Nick mentioned, there's another big prize out there. Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan has his eyes on landing it.
The mayor actually talked about this today, about making a bid for Amazon to bring its second North American headquarters here to Detroit. The mayor talked about it at the event, the Detroit Homecoming event today. He has appointed billionaire businessman Dan Gilbert to head up a committee to try to lure Amazon here to the Motor City.
Next week, we're going to flesh out a bid committee, and I know Dan is speaking tonight, and we'll talk about it in detail, but boy, when he gets into something, he gets into something. We have almost 100 people between the city agencies and Bedrock working us already.
Well, Amazon's second headquarters will consist of 8 million square feet of office space and 50,000 employees. The deadline to submit a bid is October 19th.
Massive impact, isn't it? Yep. We are just getting started on what is already a busy Thursday.
Ahead in our next hour, Henry Ford Health System forced to pay up in a dispute with employees. And deal or no deal, confusion surrounding President Trump's dinner with Democrats, what they did or did not agree to.
And she shouldn't have been behind the wheel in the first place. New here at 5, what we're now learning about the woman police say was driving in a DUI crash that injured 2 children. Hank?
When you see trash like this piled high in a neighborhood, it can be frustrating, especially if city crews don't clean it up. We'll show you the new effort to make sure this does not happen in your community.
New at 6.
A local 6th grader takes a stand by sitting down during the Pledge of Allegiance. What the child says happened next has his teacher under investigation. Sean?
What do you do when you are surrounded by blight in the city and there is no tax money to help bring it all down around you?
And if it get any worse, what are we gonna do?
You first have to shine a light on it and then get creative. We'll show you how one neighbor is trying to make a difference right here.
All right, Sean, before the cold weather hits, we will, of course, be raking leaves and cleaning the yards, maybe trying to declutter our homes and garages. But there's one very important thing you need to know before you get back to work. Before you throw everything out on the curb, you might be surprised to see it's still there after trash day comes and goes.
Consumer investigator Hank Winchester spent some time with Detroit's Public Works Department. He joins us live. And Hank, residents might be surprised to hear that all of our trash is not the full responsibility of the city.
That's very true, and we hit the road with DPW to help kind of get the word out as they prepare for the fall pickups, which are usually bigger. You can see here behind me, trash day tomorrow in this neighborhood. They've done everything right. The people on this block, you can see the yard waste and the right bags across the street. Trash in the trash cans here right in front of me. We're talking about problems with bigger items, bulk items, couches, refrigerators. You have to know when to take those items out to the curb. It's trash day. But if you have a pile like this in front of your home, the trucks will come and go, and the trash will remain.
He's piled all the stuff out at the curb, which clearly exceeds the 1 cubic yard.
1 cubic yard. For Detroiters, that's how much bulk material you're allowed to put on the curb every other week.
Like this couch with this on it right here.
They'll pick that up for free, as long as that does not include construction or any hazardous material. So what happens if you're over the limit?
Either A, contact the city for a paid pickup, B, rent a dumpster.
If you can't rent a dumpster and get rid of it on your own, call the city. They will come out, give you a price, and take the pile themselves. But if you leave it there, you could get a ticket. This homeowner now looking at a $1,000 fine, but the city would have only charged $100 to take it away.
We'll take it away for a very reasonable fee for you.
Now remember, we're talking about bulk material being thrown at the curb. We're not talking about regular trash. That and yard waste is unlimited as long as it is packaged the right way.
Brush,
should be bound and tied such as this so that it's easily manipulated by our drivers.
If you can't bundle it, use paper bags. Remember, every other week you will see a yard waste truck, a recycling truck, and a bulk material truck.
We'd like our customer base to be considerate of their neighbors, of their neighborhoods. With a little bit of help from everybody, we can continue to make a difference.
And if you still have questions about what to put out and on what days, DPW makes it very easy, mapping it all out by neighborhood on the DPW website. We'll put a link on our website, clickondetroit.com. It's really just about working with the city to make the city look a little bit cleaner. We're live here tonight in Boston Edison. Hank Winchester, back to you.
All very good information, Hank, and I actually had to learn the hard way. I thought that if I had more recyclables that I could just put them on the side near the trash, and they left them there. Ooh. Fortunately, I didn't get a ticket, which brings me to my question is, will they warn you before they're about to give you a ticket if you leave things out on the curb?
Yeah. Yes, they will give you 48 hours notice. They will give you that time. They'll put a note on the door or in the mailbox, give you 48 hours. If you don't clean it by then yes, you are likely going to get that ticket. So you got lucky this time, Kate
Yeah,
Gill,
I know.
But next time,
thank goodness.
next time you may get that ticket.
That's right. I don't want to learn the hard way. I appreciate your story. All right, Hank, we'll talk to you later. Thanks.
Well, Henry Ford Health System has agreed to pay thousands of dollars to employees in what has been an ongoing overtime dispute. The agreement calls for the hospital system to pay $90,000 to 22 employees who worked in the cardiac sonography department at Henry Ford Hospital. The dispute involved those workers starting work sometimes 45 minutes before their shift started and frequently working right through their lunch breaks. Lunch break was a good time today.
Outdoors.
Be outside.
That's
really a classic
right.
late summer day, wasn't
Really, really nice. Just perfect, and looks like the weekend's looking good, too.
Yeah, and if you thought you weren't going to be able to get in the lake or the water again before the end of the season.
Another shot, huh?
I think this weekend is going to be one of those days. A couple of them, as a matter of fact. The other thing we got to talk about is the rainfall or lack of it. Irma just sort of gave us the cold shoulder, I guess, as it blew by, or what was left of that storm. Didn't get anything but just a trace of rain at the airport as all that stayed south of the state line. This is our next chance of rain with a cold front, but that's not going to be here until late Sunday and into early Monday. And there's not a lot of moisture with it. So when we look back over the last 3.5 months, which takes us back to June, negative, barely positive, and negative. So you add that up, that's over 100 days. We're about 2.5 inches below normal, only picking up less than 9 inches of rain for that 3.5 month stretch. By the way, that's the official total there at Metro. That's not included in the abnormally dry category, which is on the drought monitor. This came out again, the weekly monitor came out today. Pretty much unchanged, but it is our west and south zone that's got it even worse than what we've recorded there at Metro Airport. So we could all use some rain. Unfortunately, there's just not a whole lot to look at. There are warmer temperatures, very comfortable conditions as we head towards the weekend. So those numbers go up, and once we hit the 80s, as we said at the top of the show, they are going to stick around for a while. This is going to be our next cold front, and this is 8 a.m., still well on the other side of the lake. So we're going to get through the entire weekend without the threat of rain. It's going to be late Sunday night into Monday when we could see a shower. Hopefully we can get everything, just sort of wring that front out, but it doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot with it. 59 tonight for the overnight low. Skies clear, those cumulus clouds taking off, but just as they move out, the fog develops. So we could be having some issues on the roads tomorrow morning, just like what we had today. 78 in the city for high temperatures tomorrow. Could hit 80 there in West Bloomfield and Troy. South zone temperatures at least close to the lake. It's going to be cool. 73 in Monroe and Luna Pier. Then further inland, you get could be an 80-degree temperature out there in Onstead and Morenci. West zone temperatures further inland, yes, 80s for just about everybody. Couple upper 70s here in Ann Arbor and Canton. And once you get north of M59, not necessarily the coolest spot. There will be some 80s here too. Rochester Hills and Waterford, you'll be at 80 degrees, but lake keeping things a little bit cool out towards Lexington. Everybody's in the 80s as we head towards the weekend, and we will stay there through Thursday, believe it or not. 60s to start, 80s to finish. And if it wasn't for the lack of rain, this would be a fantastic forecast. But still going to be very comfortable to get out and enjoy the weekend. Just not going to feel like football weather.
Well, maybe not, but that's
right.
not bad.
It's
all the way around.
Okay, Ben, thanks. Let's check in with the doctor. Hi, Doc.
Hey, Devin and Kimberly. You know, it's been almost 2 years since little Chad Carr lost his battle against brain cancer, but he's still making a difference. Coming up, what researchers have learned from Chad that could help other kids down the road.
But first, stories from across Michigan, including this woman now charged in the death of an innocent man. What prosecutors say she did. Next.
Stories coming to us from across Michigan tonight.
And let's start in Mount Pleasant. That's where a 29-year-old woman is charged in connection to a deadly rear-end crash that happened back in June. Abigail Abear is charged with operating while intoxicated causing death and a moving violation causing death. Those charges relate to the death of 53-year-old Michael Seaman, who was struck while cycling on East River Road back on June 27th when he was hit. Abear is scheduled for a preliminary exam sometime later this month.
Over in Grand Haven, a portion of Grand River has been issued a no body contact advisory due to a sewage spill. Advisory was issued Wednesday after the Grand Haven Spring Lake Sewer Authority reported a sanitary sewage leak. Reports say that 830,000 gallons of sewage were released due to a power outage. People being urged to avoid visiting the area until the system is fixed and then can be tested.
New at 5:30.
It was a home invasion with a wild ending.
And had it not been for the report from this neighbor, it's questionable if we would have caught these individuals.
In a Metro Detroit neighborhood, thieves end up getting caught by the cops in a very well-orchestrated operation.
Deal or no deal? When it comes to DACA, President Trump and top Democrats have two different stories. So where exactly do things stand for dreamers? 2 young children remain in the hospital after their mom is accused of driving drunk, and today she's been released. We'll explain.
I don't know if
she shouldn't have been behind the wheel in the first place. Tonight, we are learning dark, new details about the woman who police say slammed her car into a tree, critically injuring one of the young children inside. And that crash happened last night on Detroit's east side, and police say the driver was drunk and driving at a high rate of speed when she slammed into a tree head on.
And one of 2 children in that car, a 12-year-old, critically injured. We get to Priya Mann, who's following the story, and she's found that this driver has a lengthy driving record. Priya?
Oh, that's right. She has multiple alcohol-related convictions, including for OWI. She's been convicted for speeding, had her license suspended a number of times. Now, she only had minor injuries from this crash, but her children have a long road of recovery ahead. This head-on crash sent 2 kids to the hospital, and the driver was their mother. Detroit police say she was drunk when she slammed into a tree Wednesday night. Her 12-year-old daughter was critically injured, her 8-year-old son now in stable condition. Their mother, a 35-year-old woman, should never have been on the road to begin with. Her license is suspended, and it's not the first time. Her run-ins with police date back to 2007 when she was first convicted of OWI. 4 years later, her license was suspended. In 2013, she allowed someone else to drive her vehicle. The next year, police found open alcohol in her car, and her license was suspended again. And just this summer, police found open alcohol in her vehicle.
It's always tragic. I mean, don't drink and drive. I mean, certainly that's a matter that's still under investigation. Sure. You endanger the lives of others when you do that.
The crash happened around 8:30 last night on the east side. Detroit police say the woman was speeding northbound on Shane near Prince Hall Drive when she lost control and hit the tree. She was arrested and taken to the hospital where her children remain. And Detroit police telling us the woman has been released. She has not yet been charged, but they expect those charges to come quickly. Reporting live from DPD headquarters, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Well, Priya, any reason why no charges yet?
You know, Devin, I asked the same thing, and police are telling me while they suspect she was drunk, they're waiting for those toxicology results before this case moves forward.
Got it. All right, Priya. Karen?
Southfield police had a very busy morning trying to arrest 4 burglars. It happened just before noon, and the arrest came after the police boxed the men in their cars with their cruisers. Rob Maloney shows us how an alert neighbor helped get the crooks in custody.
Most break-ins happen during the day. Home invasions happen because, well, the thieves think there's nobody home, the neighbors aren't home, they have carte blanche to go in and start stealing stuff, which is what happened in this neighborhood. But this got ticked up a notch. Shortly before noontime, Southfield police say 4 men kicked in the front door of this house on Larkmore, started trashing the place and stole what they could. What they didn't count on was a neighbor being home and seeing the whole thing. Southfield Police Chief Eric Hawkins credits him with doing exactly what the police want and need. See something? Say something.
You know, the resident, it was like a play-by-play from our officers. You know, they're going in now, they're coming out and going back in, and now they're leaving. And so it was great work by the resident.
Officers got to the house just as the thieves were driving away, so a short chase ensued, and the police boxed the men in their car.
The suspects intentionally struck one of the police cars, tried to strike another police car, and at that point one of the officers performed a tactical maneuver that disabled the vehicle and allowed us to take them into custody.
The four men immediately gave themselves up. Police collected the trumpet, saxophone, and other band equipment, a ukulele, and an Xbox stolen. Neighbor Diane Allen finds the break-in unnerving.
Well, I don't like it at all. I mean, it was their house, but it could have been mine or my neighbor's there or anyone else's around here. You know, taking from someone, why?
Well, the four men arrested come from varying parts of southeast Michigan. Two 18-year-olds were from Romulus and Redford. We had another one who was 21 years old from Westland, a 28-year-old from Detroit, and we're told that one of those men was wanted on multiple warrants for home invasion in Oak Park. Reporting live downtown, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
And I know this is a process, Rod. What are the chances for us to see charges in this case?
Well, here's the thing. The Southfield Police Department doesn't charge, the prosecutor does, but they want to see home invasion, they want to see malicious destruction of property, they want to see also assault on an officer, and also fleeing and eluding. So that's what they want to see. Whether the prosecutor believes they have that case, they still have to find out.
All right, take some time to investigate on that one. All right, thank you, Rod.
Now an update on a story we've been following out of Washington State.
A teenage suspect is in custody right now after opening fire Wednesday at his Washington State high school, killing a classmate and injuring 3 others. Classes at the school were canceled today as authorities continue to investigate the shooting. 3 victims remain hospitalized and in satisfactory condition. A 4th classmate who was killed is being called a hero for trying to stop the shooter. A front desk clerk is opening up tonight, saying that a Motel 6 in Arizona is turning over its guest list to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, for money. According to the clerk, ICE pays the motel $200 per arrest. Reports now say that at least 2 of the hotel chain's locations are handing information over, which has led to at least 20 arrests between February and August this year. Local newspaper says Motel 6 has not offered any statement on this development.
So is it deal or no deal? Plenty of confusion coming out of Washington after top Democrats said they had reached an agreement with President Trump on DACA, the act protecting undocumented immigrants who came to America as children. But President Trump said no deal. Blaine Alexander is at the White House trying to sort it all out. Blaine?
Well, Devin, right now there is no change in DACA. President Trump said good talks, but no deal. But even those talks are enough to frustrate some conservatives on Capitol Hill and some members of the president's base, the very people who put him in office. Landing in Florida to survey destruction from Hurricane Irma, President Trump first doing some damage control of his own, reassuring conservatives he is not going soft on immigration.
We're not talking about amnesty. We're talking about taking care of people.
This after Democratic leaders Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi proudly announced their dinner meeting with President Trump ended with a deal on DACA, the program protecting undocumented immigrants brought here as children.
We all agreed on a framework to pass DACA protections and additional border security measures excluding the wall.
But this morning on Twitter, President Trump insisted no deal.
And ultimately, we have to have the wall. If we don't have the wall, we're doing nothing.
But the conversation alone enough to cause an uproar among some Republicans. Congressman Steve King tweeting the president has blown up his base and his credibility.
I'm going to defend the rule of law, and that's what the president promised to do.
House Speaker Paul Ryan saying the president assured him on DACA there was only a discussion, no agreement.
Oh, I think the president understands that he's going to have to work with the congressional majorities to get any kind of legislative solution.
A solution that won't even get a vote unless Republican leaders stand behind it. And remember when President Trump canceled DACA last week, he gave Congress 6 months to come up with something better. Well, today the president said he believes that they will reach a deal within that time frame. At the White House, Blaine Alexander, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Blaine. NATO says they're keeping a close eye on joint war games that Russia has kicked off with Belarus. It's said to be Russia's biggest military exercise in 4 years. Moscow says nearly 13,000 service members will take part, along with up to 70 military aircraft and helicopters. Also 250 tanks, not to mention 10 warships. The Russian Ministry of Defense says the exercise is meant to improve military operations at various levels. Man is behind bars in connection to the murder of his pregnant girlfriend.
Police found Laura Wallen's body after she'd been reported missing, and they believe her boyfriend, Tyler Tessier, may have killed her on September 3rd, then drove her SUV to an apartment complex and ditched her body. Police narrowed her location by reading texts Tessier sent to loved ones. They found the pregnant teacher in a shallow grave.
A real sense of dread that this was the way it was going to end up. This is just one of those tragic cases where you have an absolutely innocent victim, and it's just senseless killing.
Tessier has been charged with murder. Right now, police say he is the only suspect in the case. Hurricane Irma has come and gone, but the devastation still being felt. And for one industry, the storm's wake was catastrophic.
The storm pounded one of the state's major money makers, citrus. Yeah. The storm's winds ripped fruit from the trees, left a ton of trees just laying in water, completely destroyed. The wake of the storm has left Florida's $8 billion a year industry begging for help.
Doubt we've lost 70, 75, in some cases 100% of next year's crop.
With so much going on, there's not been a lot of attention yet paid to it, obviously because of the scale and scope of the storm. But people forget agriculture is one of our cornerstone industries.
Senators Bill Nelson and Marco Rubio are already pushing a bill for tax relief in wake of the devastating storm.
That's why it's so hard to add up how much you think this thing is really going to cost. It just keeps going on. Yep. A little boy is getting a chance to take a dream trip to the White House, but he isn't getting a tour.
New tonight, what he asked to do that'll have staffers immediately putting him to work.
And a purse snatcher rips off an elderly woman. There's one thing she didn't realize when she did it, what it was that could make this crook so easy to catch. In a moment. Doc?
Well, Chad Carr's battle against brain cancer touched hearts around the world, and tonight he's still having an impact. Coming up, what researchers have now learned from Chad that could help other kids in the future.
Coming this new at 6.
Detroit can still be a very dangerous place.
2 of our officers were fired upon.
Especially if you're a police officer, what the chief has to say.
Plus, the emotional journey undertaken by some local animal lovers. They've just returned from the states hit hardest by hurricanes Irma and Harvey, and they've brought some new friends.
Now to good health. When 5-year-old Chad Carr lost his battle against an incurable brain cancer, his family vowed to fight on in his name.
And part of that fight included donating Chad's tumor for research. Our Dr. Frank McGeorge is here to explain why today is a really big day for researchers and the Carrs.
It really is, Karen and Devin. You know, today the first study based on Chad Carr's tumor is being published, and it's helping uncover new clues about the cancer called DIPG, clues that could someday give future patients a real fighting chance. Chad Carr's pre-K photo is the last first day picture his parents ever got to take. Instead of heading off to school this fall, this forever 5-year-old is teaching adults about the disease that took his life.
There hasn't been enough tissue to study, and so, you know, it was important for us to donate Chad's tumor and see what happened.
What happened is a new discovery about a mutation in a gene called PTEN.
The level of detail research we performed on Chad's tumor is really just a handful ever.
Dr. Carl Koshman at the University of Michigan says PTEN was not previously thought to be a major factor in DIPG, but in Chad's tumor it was. That's significant because there are drugs used to treat breast and prostate cancer that target PTEN.
That could be very promising for a DIPG that's found to have a PTEN mutation.
The Chad Tough Foundation has not only raised awareness, but also money. Over $3 million in desperately needed funding. Chad's dad, Jason, says they're encouraged by what researchers have already uncovered.
If you talk to the doctors and the researchers, their tone has changed over just in the past 2 years, and they're excited.
We all have sort of carried that momentum, that motivation to to fight to make it so that, the future Chads won't have to go through what he did.
Milestones that mean so much to a family determined to keep Chad's legacy alive.
We have Thanksgiving or Christmas, and it's hard because he should be there. That's why we keep fighting, for sure.
Yeah, and the 4th annual Run for Chad Tough event is coming up Saturday, September 23rd, and they've also added a virtual run so you can join the fight even if you can't make it to the event, and you can find all the details on the health page.
It's been pretty extraordinary, and we just heard Chad's dad talk about the researchers' response to all this. It's really making an impact, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's been remarkable, I think, for everybody to see how much research money alone has completely changed the game. And Chad's story on top of it is inspiring other families to donate tissue for research, and it's bringing more DIPG patients to the U of M, and they are ultimately now creating a snowball effect and creating hope where there really was none before.
That's what part of the legacy is.
Yeah.
Those donations are so important to get that research.
Right. Well, the White House takes up an 11-year-old on his big offer. A boy from Virginia wrote to President Trump, and he offered to cut the grass at the White House, and this Friday he will get his wish.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders confirmed that Frank will help mow the lawn at the Rose Garden. Sanders said the Virginia boy will work alongside the groundskeeping crew.
Going to cut the grass, run a weed whacker as well. Wow. It says he's going to do it for free, but I'm glad that the White House crew is pitching in because it's just more grass than you realize.